Nepal is in turmoil. The Prime Minister has resigned. Kathmandu is burning. This comes a day after 19 people were killed and over 400 injured. The anger boiled on the streets. The youth came out in even larger numbers. The question is, what's behind this anger, and is it only the ban on social media platforms? Take a look at the story as we take you close to the scene of action. Ground reports from Kathmandu. Nepal Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has resigned amid protests in capital Kathmandu and other cities. Earlier in the day, demonstrators even gathered outside Oli's residence demanding accountability for Monday's fatalities. And during the protest, demonstrators set fire to his residence. The central office of the Nepali Congress was also vandalized. The Kathmandu District Administration Office has imposed an indefinite curfew inside the Ring Road area of the Nepalese capital, which reintroduces restrictions just hours after an earlier order was lifted. According to reports, police even deployed tear gas to disperse the crowd. Although authorities stated that security forces had been instructed to exercise restraint and that no live ammunition was authorized, there were reports of gunfire and bullet injuries in the city. The Tribhuvan International Airport has been fully closed as of now following escalating demonstrations. The Nepali army has been deployed to provide security at the airport. WION's Saloni Murarka brings you this report just outside the airport.
I'm standing at the moment at the International Airport of Nepal, where you see there's a heavy deployment of army officials who have been deployed to secure the airport premises. And while on this side, the protesters are trying to barge inside the compound of the airport, the international airport is on high alert. The airport authorities have informed that the international wing of the airport has been shut down for a while for security reasons. And these protesters here believe that many of the leaders and the Prime Minister will try to flee the country, and that's what they want to stop that from happening from. And these protesters say that today we are on ground for their friends, for the friends that they have lost in the protest yesterday, and to end the corruption, to topple the government and demand the resignation of the Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. Many of the cabinet ministers of his government have stepped down, especially from his key coalition partner, Nepali Congress. Now it is yet to see what will happen and how long will this government last. I'm Saloni Murarka reporting from Kathmandu for WION Nepal.
Earlier, Nepal's Agriculture Minister Ramnath Adhikari and Health Minister Pradeep Podal, both aligned with the Nepali Congress, resigned from their posts, condemning the government crackdown. In fact, their resignation follows that of the Home Minister Ramesh Lehak, who stepped down, taking moral responsibility for the government's handling of the protest. And while the situation remains extremely tense in Nepal, neighbouring country India has also raised alarm over the protest. In a statement, India said that it is closely monitoring the developments since yesterday and is deeply saddened by the loss of many young lives. Taking note that authorities have imposed curfew in Kathmandu and several other cities in Nepal, it has even advised Indian nationals there to exercise caution and adhere to the steps and guidance issued by the Nepali authorities. An investigation committee has also been formed to look into the violence. It's been given 15 days' time to prepare a report looking into the aspects of how the situation escalated and the possible factors behind the unrest. Meanwhile, UNICEF chief said that it is deeply alarmed by reports of violence against children. Also, UN resident coordinator for the country described the situation so unlike Nepal that feared that casualty numbers will rise. The European Union, in a statement, also expressed its deep regrets over the deaths and violence of the ongoing demonstrations.